So when you say the Democrats want to position Milo as the face of the conservative movement, well, they had a little help if that's what they're trying to do.
Well,
I'm sorry, folks. I'm not being critical here, but that's what happens. CPAC has since canceled the appearance. But look, I don't know. I'm getting into tiptoe territory again here and trying to explain what's really going on here. I've got to be very, very judicious. I'll let you finish your thought, but I just wanted to interrupt there to make that point. Me being Chris Wallace for you.
Very good. You're correct. The Republicans did invite him, and then they disinvited him. And see, now the left can jump on that, and as it's blood on the water, that they can take that and run with him and show that the Republicans don't represent the millennial.
Now I do think that the left is trying to impugn and besmirch conservatives in the eyes of millennials. No question about that.
They are grasping at straws when you look at the different things that they're jumping on and trying to make an issue at. Rush, there's a great scene in the movie Mars Attacks when the president is...
Wait a minute. Mars Attacks? You mean these little guys running around in glass helmets and Jack Nicholson's the president?
Yes. And they convinced the president he needs to use atomic weapons against the Martian ship that is just above the Earth in outer space. And now I look at the president as the media, you look at the general as the establishment, and the Martian is Trump. And when they send this atomic bomb up to kill the Martian, who is Trump, he sends out this little tiny spaceship, and it completely absorbs the shock of the atomic weapon. And then the little spaceship comes back and it docks, and all of the Martians use it like it's some sort of millennial smoking device, like a vape device, and they all take a big hit off of it and they laugh. And I think that's what Trump is doing to the American media. They're exploding atomic bombs around him, and he's just absorbing it. He's just inhaling it and then blowing out a little bit of water vapor. And this Milo thing is just an extension of that. They think they're going to take this and blow up the Republican Party and say, see, and it's just not working with this guy.
Well, you know what the best evidence of this is? I think this is actually, your analogy notwithstanding, I think this is actually a very, very shrewd observation of yours. If you go back to June 15th of 2015, when the Trumpster descended the escalators and made his announcement, what was the reaction? They laughed themselves silly. They said the guy's not even serious. He doesn't have a prayer now after what he said about Mexicans and immigration, and they thought that he wouldn't be in it for 2 weeks, that the people would reject him. And they could not believe when Trump was number one in the polls inside of 3 weeks of his announcement. And then they kept waiting for Trump to implode. They thought this has to happen because the formula is no politician can survive any of what Trump was doing. The media doesn't need to do anything. Nobody needs to do anything. Trump's going to implode. He kept growing. He kept getting stronger. He kept growing his support. So then they said, you know what? He's not going to implode. Then they started trying to destroy him. They threw everything they had. They threw the Access Hollywood video. They threw everything. They threw Russians. They threw Putin. They threw everything. And he ends up being elected, defying everything. They haven't been able to take him out, and yet, what do they continue to do? Everything that has failed. It almost is as though they are the Keystone Cops. They continue to try expanded and more intense versions of things they've already failed at doing.